Garage. This is going to be part 2 of the last video I did, showing the rest of the 45s my friend Jonny gave me. I showed most of the 70s, 80s punk, new wave sort of stuff. In that one, there's a bit more of that, and then there's some 60s garage, and then a little bit of newer punk stuff. So anyway, yeah, go watch that if you haven't. I would say before you see this, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm going to show the garage first. This one really blew me away. This is the Scorpions, Hello Josephine. I got a lot to get through, so I shouldn't take too long, but this one I think is really something special. They were a Manchester band. This is a single from '64. Kind of, I guess, that freak beat sound. This is a Netherlands pressing. I guess they were more popular in the Netherlands than they were in England. Pretty tattered picture sleeve, you can see, but still cool. The A-side, Hello Josephine, is a cover. I don't know of who, but the B-side, Ain't That Just Like Me, I believe, is an original, and it is fantastic. The verses kind of have that British sing-talky thing where it's almost like proto Headcoats, proto Billy Childish, but the verses are that very kind of that kind of Little Richard scream sort of R&B sound, but this one really blew me away, and what a great picture sleeve. So that one is really awesome. The Shantae's Pipeline, a classic. This is another really cool picture sleeve. This is, I think these guys were an English band, but this is a German picture sleeve of The Lords, their version of Poison Ivy and Poor Boy. And the back's pretty cool. There's a picture of a Cliff Richards and the Shadows record and a Wanda Jackson record, but this is fantastic. Yeah, really cool. This is a reissue on Ugly Pop, which is a really cool label. I have a reissue of Underground by the Spies on Ugly Pop. I think they do pretty exclusively Canadian stuff. And this is a Canadian garage band called The Passing Fancy, and it's 2 songs, I'm Losing Tonight and A Passing Fancy. One of the songs is real wild, and then the other is maybe a little more garage folky, and it came with this cool insert. Another really cool reissue, the Downliner Sect. This is a live I'm sorry, I guess it's not a reissue, but a newer record. Live, January of '64, 4 songs. It's really awesome. Now this, I guess I shouldn't have said this is all garage. I just kind of put everything that wasn't the 70s punk. So there's this, and there's another Equals single later, but Equals, Police on My Back, what a great song. And the B-side's a lot of fun. You Got Too Many Boyfriends, which is pretty catchy. And this is another kind of, I guess, miscellaneous one. Wild in the Street by Garland Jeffries, which most people might know from the Circle Jerks cover, but I think this version is better. And then the B-side is Lon Chaney. And when I first saw that, I thought I saw the other side, and I thought Lon Chaney was the artist, and I was thinking, I didn't know Lon Chaney put out records. This one's pretty cool too. These are all really cool. It doesn't have the picture sleeve, but it's a French pressing of, or it's a French Trogs 45. This is Les Trogs or Les Trogs, and it's 4 songs. It's Wild Thing, Lost Girl, From Home, and The Yella in Me. I assume that probably had a picture sleeve at one time. This is it's a lot of water. It's got a lot of water damage, but this is some unreleased Trashmen stuff on Sundays that has previously unreleased studio recordings from '64. Roll Over Beethoven and Betty Jean, and it's on this real sort of vibrant color. This was, Jonny said this was one of his favorite singles. This is, I believe the A-side is Sugar on Sunday, but the song he liked a lot was Superman by The Cliche, which I think, was it REM covered? If not REM, some sort of college radio band. I don't really like REM. The Lurch, Ted Cassidy is The Lurch. Cool kind of novelty song. This was a reissue for Record Store Day. Limited edition 500, so it is pretty limited. Normally Record Store Day stuff's not that limited. I gotta show I only bought one thing for Record Store Day, but I'll show that in another video. The Mayan Birds. This was a garage band that Neil Young was in. Recorded in '66. This is pretty good. 2012 reissue. And this isn't 60s. This is from 1984. Starry Eyes by Rocky Erickson, an original of that. And Don't Slander Me. This is probably one of the most valuable ones in here. And it's cool to have, but it's really not a great song. It's The Laughing Gnome by David Bowie. I think most people know that after he kind of was in some mod bands, like the King Bees and whatever, he did these sort of novelty, psychedelic, sort of Baroque sounding recordings on Darum and I think a few for Decca. And this is The Laughing Gnome and The Gospel According to Tony Dane, which, I mean, you know, they're entertaining, but it's not super good. But it's cool to have. This is really cool. Promo copy of Aztec by Bo Diddley, and the other side is Not Guilty, or maybe Not Guilty is the A side, but cool that it's a promo copy. Oh, this is the other equal single. Stand Up and Be Counted, and What Would You Do to Survive? Spanish pressing. I think the Police on My Back was a German pressing. A few Them singles in really, really top shape. Here Comes the Night and All For Myself, and Gloria, of course, and Baby Please Don't Go, their version of that. I've listened to the majority of these, but this is one that I haven't played yet. Fluctuation, The Shades of Night. This is Norton reissue. It's pretty cool, from mid-90s. When is that originally from? Oh, it doesn't say. Anyway, this one's a classic. Surfing Bird, an original on, is it Garnett or Garrett? I'm not sure. And King of the Surf. I have like a 70s reissue of that, so I'll keep this one and get rid of that one. This one's was a big surprise. This is Sanford Clark, Still Is the Night. This is during the period where Sanford Clark was working pretty closely with Lee Hazelwood. So Lee Hazelwood wrote this song and produced it for him. It's pretty close to that Lee Hazelwood sound. Sanford Clark kind of has a similar timbre to his voice. But this is great. And Sanford Clark did another really good Lee Hazelwood song, Son of a Gun, which I think was on the first Lee Hazelwood record. This one I've shown before. This is Sonic's Psycho and Maintaining My Cool, the 67 version on Jordan for the Introducing the Sonics record. I was reading about how I guess a lot of people think when they put Psycho and The Witch on the third record, Introducing the Sonics, that it's just added reverb, but I guess it's actually a complete re-recording that's just really close and most people don't notice. This one is really awesome. The Night Beats, Graduation 66. This is an original on Baton, and Loving Your Fashion from, this is 64, 65? Yeah, 65. This one's kind of weird. This is a Rocky Erickson acoustic EP bootleg, and this kind of all folds out in a big giant sort of mock blacklight poster. That's pretty cool. Another promo copy. This is a promo copy of Nobody But Me by the Human Beings, and I can't read the B-side because it's covered in marker, but as rough as the label is, this is really clean. Excuse me. The original version of Hot Rod Lincoln by Johnny Bond. Have Level Travel, and I've shown this before too, I think. Psycho? Yeah, Psycho, a reissue on Norton, one of those really cool Norton jukebox series. Stones, painted black, and a really cool picture sleeve. And I think the B-side is Stupid Girl. It's kind of, someone put like a, I don't know if you can see that, a pinhole through Brian Jones's face. Oh, this one is really awesome. Deep Soul Coal, Poverty Shack. I think this is pretty hard to find too. This is, it's a reissue, of course. Deep Soul Coal was Fred Cole from Dead Moon and The Weeds, Lollipop Shop, King Bee, Rats. But this was one, I think, maybe his first ever recording from 64. It kind of has that garagey Lollipop Shop Weed sound, but it's a little more R&B-ish. It's a little more kind of wailing, and it's really good. And then the other side is Dead Moon covering Pushing Too Hard. So I think this came out 8 years ago, something like that. This one's really great too. This is a Norton reissue of What a Way to Die by the Pleasure Seekers, which was the first band, or I don't know the first band, but a garage band Suzi Quatro was in. And I think the Mummies covered What a Way to Die too. And then the other side is Never Thought You'd Leave Me. Another cool Sonics Norton reissue, The Witch and Keep on Knockin'. This one is, I think this one's probably the most rare of all of these. This is College Psychology on Love and Babe, We're Not Part of Society by the Church Mice. They're, I think, from New York. This is from Rochester, New York, 64, 65, something like that, I think. But it is really a strange garage 45. It's almost, it almost sounds like an acoustic version of, not acoustic, but a stripped down version of Devo hardcore, like the early hardcore Devo recordings. It is really, really, really out there, but it's really cool. So yeah, the Church Mice. And then the last of the, well, there's a few more here, but one of the last of the garagey ones, 13th Floor Elevators, Tried to Hide, and You're Gonna Miss Me. Great. And then there's this one, which I took out of the sleeve because I really wanted to show it. This is really cool. This is a Jacques Dutronc single on Vogue from early to mid 60s. It's 4 songs, and it folds out with this big, really cool booklet and picture of him with some taxidermy, and it's like brand new still. It's crazy, but this is really cool. And like I said, it's on Vogue Records, 4 songs. And then there's this. This is that I separated. Is this a 5-inch, a 4-inch? of Man or Astro Man, Post-Phonic Star Exploration. This is on Sympathy for the Record Industry. It's really, really small. You can see. It's kind of weird. So that's all the garage stuff. And then there's a few that I set aside. There was a couple Billy Bragg singles. Billy Bragg, You Woke Up the Neighborhood from, I think, 90, 91. Kind of one of, when he started, I mean, before he teamed up with Wilco, but when he was starting to get away from that just dude with an acoustic, or, yeah, dude with an electric guitar on stage. It's kind of orchestrated, like there's some steel guitar, there's a mandolin, there's I'm looking on the back here, there's a fiddle. It's kind of Americana-y, you know. And then there's this from, what year is this, 85. Billy Bragg, what is this? Days Like These, that's the name of the song. And it's has a sticker, pay no more than 99p, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then this is kind of the rest of the punk stuff. There's a big stack of Meteors singles, and I never really gotten into them before, but they're really great. Mutant Rock, Jonny, Remember Me, and the B-side's really great. Fear of the Dark, that's a really good song. Radioactive Kid and Graveyard Stomp, and I think this one is, I don't know why I thought this one was on Chiswick. It doesn't look like it is, but a picture disc of Jonny, Remember Me. It's pretty cool. And then I think this is an EP of early recordings, because it says produced by the Meteors, recorded at Room at the Top on 31st of January 1981, Meteor Madness. Yeah, that one's really cool. And then there's a bunch more punk. This one is pretty cool. This was a San Francisco band. What year is this? Early 80s, but I think, or 1980, but I think someone from this band went on to be in the Lude. I think one of the women in this band went on to be in the LA lineup of the Lude. Now this is Armand Schwarbrock. I'm not sure how to say his name, but this guy, this is from the late 70s, and this guy was in that Church Mice band I just showed. What a crazy picture sleeve. That's a really, it's good, but I don't think it quite lives up to that amazing of a picture sleeve. This is, it wasn't bad, but this I think was the weakest of all these 45s. This is Venus and the Razor Blades from 77. This was produced by Kim Fowley. It almost looks, I mean, I don't know anything about them, but it almost looks like the Runaways. Like, that almost looks like Joan Jett, and that really looks like Cherry Curry, so I don't really know. It's a song called Punkorama and All Right You Guys from 77. This is an Avengers record. It's an alternate version of We Are the One and then Car Crash. This one's great. Kidda Band, or Incredible Kidda Band, Radio Caroline, and We're Gonna Make It. It's a really, really good sort of punky power pop. That's, I think, a reissue on Last Laugh Records, and this is another Last Laugh reissue. The Reactors, I Want Sex and Seduction Center from, what year is this, 78, I think? Blondie, Denise, and, what's the B-side? Can't remember. In the Flesh. Off, I think that wasn't that off Plastic Letters, I want to say. This one is really weird, too. This is, The Petticoats. I guess this is, pretty rare. as well. It's from 1980, and it's this girl, Steph Petticoat. She plays every instrument. It's kind of, I don't want to say post-punk, but kind of lo-fi, jaggedy sort of strangeness. It's in this, this is an original. It's in, like, almost looks like a hand-folded screen-printed sleeve. It's really, really delicate. It almost feels like newspaper. And then it comes with this insert with all the lyrics. It's a very strange thing. I mean, it's cool, but it's like, whoa, this is weird. And you can see they just stamped everything onto the single. Yep, vocals, guitar, bass, and drums by Steph Petticoat. So that one's pretty weird. Sorry, my throat's getting a little hoarse. Destination Venus by the Rosillos, and maybe my favorite Rosillo song, Mystery Action, on Sire. Gang of Four, Damaged Goods. This isn't an original. It's a 1980 reissue. This one's pretty cool. The Loose Hearts, 1976 recordings. And this is on Danger Records, and it's a French punk band with members of Stinky Toys and the Guilty Razors, or people who would go on to be in those bands. Gotta speed up. This is taking a while. The Urinals, bootleg reissue. I think the single originally came out 79. Yeah, Urinals. Lurkers, free admission single on Beggar's Banquet with my favorite Lurkers song, Love Story. The Damned, a really weird reissue on Munster. It kind of opens in an odd way, and then the single's in the side, and it's this really, really heavy cardstock. This one's pretty cool. This was a band from Portland in the late 70s, from 79, Count Vertigo. Real kind of synthy sort of jagged punk, and it's real political. There's one of the songs is I'm a Mutant, but the A-side is a song called Expatriate, which is really, really out there. Black Flag, Louie Louie, with Dez on vocals, an original of that. I think this is a Munster reissue too, of the French Dogs. No Way 19 and Charlie Was a Good Boy. This is really, really fantastic. And the Insults, Population Zero, and Zombie Lovers. Is that it? Yeah, Zombie Lovers. Yeah, this is really great. The Crowd, I think originally 79, 80 on Posh Boy. This is a 90s reissue. Susie was a surf rocker. And this was the one that's probably my favorite of all of them. The 101ers, Keys to Your Heart. This is not an original. This is a 79 reissue on Big Beat. And the B-side is 5 Star Rock and Roll Petrol. Awesome. And this is another really great one. This is the I Want to Be a Cosmonaut EP by Riff Raff on Chiswick. This is a 78 originally. This is a 2013 reissue. And this is I think the first record Billy Bragg plays on. He plays guitar and sings on it, and you can hear him really distinctly on the second song on side 1, Romford Girls. Tom Robinson Band, 2468 Motorway. Oh, this one's cool. The Boyfriends, You're the One, and I Don't Want Nobody But You. Real stomping late 70s power pop on bop, maybe a little glammy too. We're getting to the end here. This is the end of like the 70s punk. Television's Over by the Adverts from 78. Really great single. I think this is a different version that's on the album. These last few here are kind of the newer stuff. This is the Epoxies from Portland. Most of these are kind of Pacific Northwesty stuff. Kind of a crazy, fun, new wave sort of band with, I don't want to say cheesy synths, because cheesy in a good way synths. Really great on Dirt Nap. Just fun songs. Need More Time, Molded Plastic, Beat My Guest. And I think these guys are also from Portland too, the Fathoms. This is like a newer surf single. I guess most of these are on black, but this is like a limited edition colored vinyl. And I'm not real into colored vinyl, but that is pretty cool. And it came with a ton of inserts, and the inner sleeve is signed by the band. This is number 37 out of 110. This is the Busy Signals, kind of a new wavy power poppy thing. Not as much synths as the Epoxies, but still cool. These guys are definitely, I'm pretty sure, Portland. Yeah, the No Talents. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, cool garagey punk with a female singer. This one is, it almost looks like it's on Estrus. It's very Art Chantry looking, but I think these guys were from, yeah, Texas, 1998. Kind of dirty, garagey, punk and roll sort of stuff. But this is really good. Yeah, this is great. And the last one, probably my favorite of the newer stuff, is this is just fantastic. Gentleman Jesse and His Men, 4 songs. Incredible. This is from 2006, and they're from Georgia. This is on Douchemaster, like the Busy Signals was, but this is fantastic. It was recorded by the dude, someone from the Carbonas, and I think it has a member of the Carbonas maybe in the band, but this is great. I Don't Want to Know Where You've Been Tonight, Going Out of My Mind, and I think my favorite on here, No Rest for the Wicked, is just fantastic, almost Nerves tribute sounding, you know. Anyway, this one's awesome. So that's it for the records Jonny gave me. He did give me about a dozen albums, which I might show at some point. A lot of 90s, late 80s, early 90s garage punk sort of stuff, a lot of stuff on Estrus. Like I said in the last video, Jonny passed away a few months ago, and I didn't know him as well as a lot of other people did, but he was incredibly nice to me and gave me this incredible gift, so I just wanted to, you know, share what he gave me. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks.